So in Classic World of Warcraft we currently have quite a lot going on. In between anniversary servers, Season of Discovery, Cataclysm Classic and Hardcore WoW, it's fair to say things are booming and there's never been more choice available. So let's take a look at which version of Classic might suit you best, as someone who is either returning or starting Classic WoW in 2025. First, we'll start off with anniversary servers, which were launched in November last year, or what a lot of people refer to as Fresh Classic WoW. These provided us with some brand spanking new fresh realms, so we can all restart the journey of Classic WoW once again from Vanilla WoW, much like in 2019. And we had it confirmed that these servers will progress into Burning Crusade at some point, likely the start of 2026. So if you're someone who fancies checking out where WoW began full stop, the anniversary servers would be a great fit for you. And if you're thinking it's too late to start, it is not. There's still a lot of people leveling throughout the world, and raiding is only starting to get going a bit, with a lot of people running Molten Core, Onyxia's Lair and Blackwing Lair, which is our latest edition. So it's a great place to take a look at and maybe start your journey. Yet be advised, leveling in Classic Vanilla is incredibly slow, and whilst it's part of the appeal that you really take your time and enjoy the world and immerse yourself, it is a factor that puts a fair people off when you realise quite how long it takes you to get to max level. But trust me, the journey is certainly worth it in my opinion, as Vanilla is rare in its thing where the main game is the leveling in a lot of ways, unlike other versions of WoW where the end game certainly is the main game. And once again with these we move into Burning Crusade, so it gives you plenty of time to get ready to head through the Dark Portal once again, or maybe for the first time. Next, moving on, we have Season of Discovery, which by this point I'm pretty sure is the longest season of anything that's ever existed. And at this point we have also done all of the original vanilla endgame raids, currently being sat at Naxxramas. And Season of Discovery basically provides a bit of an extra boost for a lot of people that want that sort of thing in Classic WoW. A game that's set in our original vanilla world that is still somehow limited by various aspects, yet still gives classes additional skills and available features to make overall the game run at a slightly faster pace. It means pretty much it's a look at what a long-term and newer version of Classic WoW could be, much like we've seen with other long-term MMOs that have updated their base classic versions of the game, with old school RuneScape probably being the most prime example of this. We also have active XP and gold earning buffs in the game, meaning that you will be leveling and earning gold in a very fast pace in comparison to vanilla. Yet we are about to head into Phase 8 to get our first brand new raid in the game, which will feature the Scarlet Crusade. So there's certainly a fair bit of hype around Season of Discovery at the moment, and although there have been some controversial decisions throughout the course of SOD, I'd argue it's probably in the best place it's been since its launch, as you can get all your extra abilities from the second you create your character. You still get to see and feel most of the original vanilla world, yet it's all done at a bit of a slighter faster pace, with some shiny new gear and new talents. So for me, I think Season of Discovery has plenty going on at the moment, and whilst you might feel a bit behind, it's pretty easy to catch up, and there's lots of people still running all the various content at the moment, not just the endgame. So for a faster paced version of vanilla with some additional class tweaking, as well as some brand new Classic WoW content, Season of Discovery is the place to be. Now moving on to Cataclysm Classic. Cata was always seen as a controversial expansion and one that made many Classic players quit the game for a second time after its announcement. However, the truth is that whilst people argue Cata isn't Classic WoW, it certainly is old enough to be, and on top of that, it hasn't been that bad. Tier 11 and Tier 12, the first two sets of raiding, were really good, and leveling throughout Cataclysm through the new revamped world you get to experience, that starts at level 1, as well as levels 80 to 85 is all good fun, I'd argue. And for endgame, we are currently sat raiding Dragon Soul, the last raid of the expansion, which means we are into the last few months of Cataclysm's timeline. So if you're even slightly tempted, it's definitely best to jump in right now. I've spoken about Dragon Soul a fair bit on the channel, and historically it gets a pretty bad rep for being a disappointing end to the expansion. But to be fair, this time around I think it's worth appreciating. The majority of the raid is actually pretty fun, kind of similar to Cataclysm itself. But it's still fair to say that the last two fights have been a letdown. There's a lot of fun to be had in the last phase of Cataclysm, between the catch-up mechanics to get you geared, the 3 new heroic dungeons, and also the majority of Dragon Soul actually being a fairly fun and unique raid in many ways. It gives us an outstandingly demanding area in terms of visuals, and some nice links to the old gods and lots of our favourite characters. So it's definitely worth checking out Cataclysm if it might tempt you just for the end of its cycle. But then we are heading into Mists of Pandaria Classic, which for a lot of people is a retrospectively good expansion, and one that's worth checking out. However, we're not 100% certain on the release date yet, only that Cataclysm probably won't be around for too much longer. So if you're looking for some fast-paced endgame action that has fun leveling up to your max level, Cataclysm could be what you just need before heading into Mists of Pandaria. And I suppose we should mention Hardcore WoW, which is essentially vanilla WoW, but it offers the twist that if you die, well, that's the game over and your character is gone. It is a fun challenge to take on, but in my opinion there's not much longevity in it if you're looking to really get stuck into classic WoW from a new point of view, due to the likelihood of repeating and having to start over. So maybe this is one to take on as a challenge the further down your road you get, as trust me, it's pretty easy to die in vanilla WoW if you are indeed a noob. But there it is, let me know what version of Classic WoW are you fancying at the moment. For me, I was smashing the fresh servers, but now I've taken a moment to return to Season of Discovery to check out the new raid in Phase 8 very soon. Yet as always, take care out there, and I'll see you on the next one. Ta-ra for now. As always, if you're new here, feel free to like and subscribe. And on that note, I think I'll say ta-ra for now, and I'll see you later.